here from the Lax Movie Review Group 37. Today we would like to review on the movie Titanic. Our venue has been changed from Complex Academic to the main library due to some unavoidable reasons. So let's introduce ourselves, starting from my right.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Daniel Goyong bin Muhammad Nazri. My metric number is 196994. I am from Educational Study Faculty.
Hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Akmal bin Johar. My metric number is 198508. I'm from Computer Science Faculty.
Hi, and good evening to everyone. My name is Muhammad Taufik bin Zaidong. My metric number is 195896. I come from Faculty of Science, Computer and Information Technology.
Hello guys, my name is Shahis bin Suhaimi. So my metric number is 198454 and I'm from the Faculty of Engineering.
Hello guys, my name is Anisha Binti Azri. I'm from Faculty of Science, Computer and Information Technology. My metric number is 199165.
Good evening, my name is Nur Amira, daughter of Sagar. My metric number is 197102 and I'm from the Architecture Design.
Hi everyone, my name is Divika, daughter of Sagar. My metric number is 198188 and I'm from Faculty of Design and Architecture.
Hi, my name is Aditya. My number is 197657. I'm from Education Faculty.
Hello, my name is Nur Amira Binti Ahmad Ustama. My metric number is 198654. I'm from Science, Computer and Information Technology Faculty.
Hello and hi everyone. My name is Siti Aisyah binti Omar Azari. My metric number is 197092. I am from Faculty Economic Management.
Right, so without delaying, let's get into the review. So who's going to start this?
May I start first?
Yes.
I want to say something about the overview of the movie. We all have seen the movie, right?
Yes.
What movie? Okay, what did we get from the movie Titanic is actually a wonderful story based on a real life events. It's told by Rose, which is the main character of the movie. Okay, most of the movies take place in the Titanic, which is in 1912. It is stated in the movie. But there are actually some scenes that take place in now. Yes, present times. Because they almost tell the stories to us, right? Okay. So I think that the movies seems like the whole movie is actually a flashback, right? And I think that, in my opinion, the movie is powerful, wonderful, and also very emotional. You guys agree?
Yes.
And the dialogue also doesn't seem forced in any way. In fact, that it is perfect considering the fact it is a set which takes place in 1912. Anyone?
I would like to begin by explaining about the main character, which is Rose. Okay, first of all, I would like to say the movie that we decide, which is Titanic, is a very good movie, based on my opinion. In every aspect, it is a very good movie and very emotional. Okay, for the main character name is Rose Ducater, that has been played by a very beautiful actress from UK named Kate Winslet. Okay, Rose is a girl. She is a 17 years old girl that come from a very well-known family with a big reputation. But what people don't know is their family is actually having a finance problem. So he have been forced by his mother. She has been forced by his mother to engage to a very rich man named Kyle Hockley. Kyle Hockley is not the man that Rose have been dreamed about. So she was very upset and become so depressed, even though she tell her mother that she don't like the man that she is engaged. The mother still force him and force him to marry the man. Okay, from in my opinion, Rose characteristic in this movie is a very pessimistic person. Not a very pessimistic, she is a very pessimistic person, especially about her future life, because he don't have enough confidence in himself that he can go through any obstacle in her life, that she decide to kill herself. In one scene we can see that we have seen she actually want to jump from the ship, and luckily she was saved by a man named Jack. She also, another characteristic that I can see in Rose is she is a very passionate person. What I mean by passionate is she is a very passionate person in love. As we can say, the most part of in the movie is about love between Jack and Rose, which is very romantic and very jealousy for us to watch. Okay, that's all I think about the characteristic of the main character. Anyone would like to continue?
I think I would continue the main character from this movie. It's not perfect if we just listen about Rose without listening about Jack, right?
Sure.
Jack Dawson is the main hero in this movie, which is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, a famous actor in Hollywood. Long story short, I would tell about Jack Dawson. He's a 20 years old boy, come from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin in America. He became an orphan at 15. So he's traveled a lot in his life, as he lived alone without parents. And before he came and get into TITANIC, he played poker games with some Russian, and he win the games. He win the ticket to the TITANIC. He go to the TITANIC with his friend, Italian friend Fabrizio. So the thing about Jack Dawson is he is a very lovable character, charismatic, and a very mature person. This is because of due to his past, became orphan, traveling a lot. So this maturity has affected his charisma in speaking, and this we can see as when he tried to save Rose from commit suicide, jumping from the ship. He's soft spoken, and Rose did not commit suicide, believe her. And when people accuse him trying to rape Rose after saving her, he did not say a word. He just keep quiet until everyone knows that he is the one that saving Rose. So this what Rose fiance asked him to dinner. So he is a very poor person, but he can get along with some noble and rich family. We can see the way he acting, the way he speaking at the dinner. Another lovely thing about Jack Dawson is he can paint. He's a very good painter. we can see that in the movie he showed some of his drawing, and lastly, maybe his the most precious drawing is when he draw rose with the heart of the ocean. So I think maybe that's why Jack Dawson is a very good character. So maybe we could continue with something else.
For antagonist character, which is Carl Hockley, he is Rose's fiance. The one character that I hate the most. I hate the way he follow Rose and control every single move that Rose want to do. Then he somehow have abusive toward her fiance, like verbally, physically. Then in one scene that I remembered, he only was able to survive from the ship sinking by cheating his way onto a lifeboat by stealing a child and declare the child was his son. And he pretending to be the father of the child just to save himself. Just look how arrogant he is. Then can continue with
Anyone that
So may I add some point? So before I move on to my part, I would like to talk about the main cast of this movie. So as we all know, the stars of this movie were Jack Dawson and Kate Winslet. So these two lovebirds met on Titanic after Jack saved Rose from her suicide death. So they faced tough journey through their relationship and ended up with Jack died at the Atlantic Ocean due to its freezing cold water after they saved themselves from the sinking ship. So the part I love the most about this film is when Rose willingly to help Jack escape from a handcuff which held him hostage with an increasing water level inside the Titanic after he was accused of stealing a diamond necklace. So she did all she can, including asking people for help, and eventually she found an axe and used it to cut half the handcuff. So this really shows how a person can do for someone they love, even it might jeopardize themselves. So anybody want to add something?
I want to add some point. I want to tell that my favorite scene is when the Titanic is an iceberg. After that, the really fills with the water very quickly. And at the time, Rose at the lifeboat, but she refused to leave the ship without lover that Jack. At the moment, Jack was locked up and his end was ended by Carl. But Rose, in a burst of courage, managed to free Jack. They are too late to go aboard the lifeboat, and they decide to stay on the boat together among many people until the last moment. And my second favorite scene is when Rose sees a lifeboat and tries to wake up Jack, but Jack doesn't respond him, and Rose figure out and find Jack was dead.
I would like to continue. Scene when Rose and Jake stuck on the sea. When you know what the scene that the dog float at the sea.
Yes.
Just and Rose and Jack go to the door, and just Rose at the at apa on the top of door, but Jack does not going up together with Rose. So that point, I want to complain why Jack does not going up to going out room sit with Rose. So many people complain about why Rose does not going to room for Jack on the 14th law in TITANIC. So the answer is very simple, because the director said on page 147 of the script that Jack must die. So
The conclusion.
I would like to talk about the visual effect and the set where the scenes was taken. So actually the movie and the set scene was shooted in different places, and definitely all the scenes is still in our eyes, and especially the scene where the boat the Titanic ship starts sinking. Okay, as I knew about this, I got through the Discovery Channel, and then I got through the Titanic movie actually was taken inside a studio, and all that scene that happened was inside the studio but in different locations. And for the water part, it's all in the studio, and some places was in the pool. So the visual effect was really super, as we know, like, because the production company that was collaborated with Titanic movie was two famous production companies, which was Paramount Pictures, which was also a production company for Transformers, and also the production company 20th Century Fox, which was they did for Avatar and also Star Wars movie, which we know the expectation when we already know the Titanic movie was there, and you can actually see the growth of this production company as well. For an extra information, actually Titanic movie was released in November 1st, 1997 in Tokyo, and December 19, 1997 in US. As far as I know, the budget for Titanic movie was 200 million, and this Titanic movie was produced and directed and written by James Cameron. Thank you.
Right. So, having listening to all of you, I would like to share about the moral values that is in this story. So that one moral value which is really coherent to the story is love. So love is a quality that was not only seen between Jack and Rose, but also among everyone who played their cast in that movie. For example, there were families, there were husband and wives, even among the workers, they showed a lot of love. Almost every scene showed love portrayed between all these people, like being protective towards them, showing them so much love that they feel so comfortable to be with each other. And another value that really touched my heart was being humble and humility. So when you want to approach someone or you want to tell someone something, you should be very humble so that they won't get hurt and they will understand what you're trying to say at the same time. For example, in that movie, there's this scene where, the ship was about to sink and everyone were panicking and the officers were trying their best to help out, to save all the victims. I noticed that they were quite mad on each other. They were a bit angry, but then they didn't react very harsh among themselves. Okay, whenever they want to advise or tell something to someone, they were very humble. So I think that these qualities shown in this movie is something that we should practice in our daily lives. So that's about the values that I learned.
So based on what everyone has seen before, I can conclude that we felt no regret watching this movie. Am I right?
Yes.
So this movie is a kind of good old-fashioned movie. This movie is also about love between two different social class, which are Rose from aristocrat class and Jack, who is just a commoner. Their love is powerful enough to break all the barriers of class and destiny. In addition, watching this Titanic sink was truly a milestone in this movie. The story, acting, visual, and everything in between is done in perfection. Lastly, James Cameron really fascinated us with this movie. That's all from us about the Titanic movie review. Thank you guys for coming today, and thank you also for sharing your review.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.